Unemployment claims are at a 45-year low, which is something. After years of wage stagnation, we are finally seeing rising wages.
That was President Trump earlier today at the GOP retreat, touting some of the nation's recent economic successes and low jobless numbers. A chief economist at Moody's went so far as to predict today that with the way things are going under the administration, that the United States could see an unemployment rate, which is currently at 4.1, get down to 3.5. And you can tell from that chart, it really has not been there since the 50s and 60s. So that's a really big game changer. Melissa Francis is here, co-host of After the Bell on Fox Business Network. So, you know, that's extraordinary.
Right.
What does it mean? And what is Mark Zandi saying happens because of that chart?
Well, I think, this is one of those things where they're kind of trying to warn you of the bad news that comes with the good news. If unemployment falls that low, we would see a lot of weird things would happen on inflation, a lot of inflation and stuff, because they're thinking full employment, that's below that. I don't think this is going to happen, first of all. Mark Zandi's math, who's the one who did this, I have a few problems with. I mean, he's the guy whose math the Obama administration used for all the stimulus shovel-ready stuff, and they said that, the economy was going to expand at 3.7% in 2010, only 2.5%. Didn't happen. Anyway, so I struggle with the math a little bit. I think that what's happening is, I think we currently are at full employment. I bet that we won't see it go down much more. But what I'm looking for in the next employment report, I want to see wage growth. That's what this is really all about. We saw wage growth in the private sector really grow last year. It was up to a multi-decade high, very high. I want to see that wage growth really take off. For hourly wages, it dipped a little last year. I think that was a result of
one of the things that's driving that up is that people are looking around for workers, and they're saying, I can't find them, so I'm going to have to pay people more to get them to come to work at my place.
See, I think we're at that inflection point right now. I think when you look around, whether it's the local bank,
which is great for people
to work in the television, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. And you're already seeing people having pricing power when they go for the jobs. The employers that's the reason why you're seeing the companies give out these bonuses. It's not because they want to please the president. Maybe it is in part. But they're trying to keep
entice
their
workers, which
all
is
of a sudden
great.
They're having a hard time finding responsible adults who will show up for work. All of a sudden, those people are hard to find. There are still jobs that are open, unfortunately, though, that I don't think are getting filled. I mean, that's a lot of the tech jobs that we don't have the right people for. That's what's left open, and I think that's a bigger problem. I don't know that we necessarily have the people to fill those.
But aren't the robots going to fill those jobs?
Well, yes, unfortunately. But
I'm saying if there are jobs that can't be filled by the people who are available in this country.
Well, that's where we get into the whole H-1B visa thing. We have to retrain people for the high-skilled jobs. I mean, I don't think the robots aren't doing the high-skilled job. The people programming the robots, we've got to train people to do that. But that's not necessarily the people who are on the sidelines right now. That's not a match.
So what about the market? Because a lot of folks are saying, they've watched their 401ks. They're really happy with their investments.
Yeah.
But, the naysayers out there say, it can't last forever like this.
I mean, that's tough. I do think the economy is going to continue to expand and grow because right now we're seeing that sincerely for the first time. This isn't fake Fed driven. This isn't the stuff we've seen in the past. This is honest to God. I have to pay my workers more. Now I'm getting more money. Now I'm going to spend that money. We're seeing it in consumer sentiment. We're seeing businesses invest because their taxes are lower. This is big. So the economy is going to grow. And with that, the stock market, I think, will continue to go up. But it's pretty richly priced at this point. And the specter of inflation, I think, could be on the horizon. When I talk to CEOs that are out there in the trenches and are buying stuff, they say they're seeing it in commodities, which is bad news. I mean, they're seeing it in oil, in lumber.
Interest rates, even if interest rates go up a little bit, right?
No, that's fine.
Scraping all through the Obama administration, they were scraping at the bottom.
It's true.
They lowered them as far as they possibly could. So is that, something
no,
we
that's
can
true,
live
but it's that cost of input. That's where it starts to come in. When you see it coming in oil and that sort of thing, that's where some inflation is good. We need that. We haven't had that. We need wage inflation. We need some inflation. You just don't want to see it percolate too quickly. But I don't think the point behind this whole, unemployment may fall so low and that sounds good. It's actually a trap where they're saying to you, something bad is coming. And I don't think something bad is coming. I think we're at this inflection
I think people know how much money's in their wallet, and they know what they're getting paid at work. And if
people got paid more today. It was the big day when your paycheck went up. I talked to so many people. If you haven't looked at your pay stub yet, because the tax changed. Yep, and people need to spend that money.
Everyone look at your pay stub.
You look.
Good job. I'm going to look. Thank you, Melissa.